Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast. And this past Thursday, we had what is known as the Gander RV Duels, which basically is a qualifying race to figure out where you're going to start out in the Great American Race. And so, for those, it basically splits the field in half. So William Byron, Jimmy Johnson, Hemrick, Truex, Brad Keselowski, Paul Menard, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Tyler Reddick, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was in the top 10 in the starting order for duel number 1. And so to start off the review, William Byron and Jimmy Johnson starts us off, and then we go straight to the train.
Straight to the train. All aboard.
And has left the station. Martin Truex Jr. would duck down to pit road all by himself on lap 11. I thought maybe this would really hurt him, but it actually turned out pretty good for him.
Kind of helped him out a little bit.
And then lap 12, some more cars pit while the 5 cars of the Chevrolet stay out, including the Hendrick cars. But the 36 car was too fast on pit road that time. And then lap 15, we would see the Chevys pit, and we saw that strategy didn't really work out for them because they got shuffled behind the Fords.
Yeah, there was all the Chevys leading out at first, and then with the Fords, the pitting come out, and then the Chevys behind the Fords, so it really didn't help them out none.
And during that pit cycle sequence, we saw the 31 of Tyler Reddick. He's probably very used to seeing the 9 pit stall. But he would miss his pit, and it's just growing pains for rookies, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's crucial. Hey, buddy! Hey, we're here! Hey, stop!
I guess it helped that Chase's pit wasn't really there out
yet.
So lap 16, the 4 car Kevin Harvick takes the lead with the 21 of Paul Menard right behind him. We saw, Kevin Harvick, his pit stop was very fast.
Yeah.
Freaky fast, might I add. So, it's going to be interesting to see some strategy in the Daytona 500 because I think it's really going to be the thing that matters most.
Yeah, the pit road and the strategy is going to be the biggest keys at Daytona.
Then Brad Keselowski, pit road or pit box violation, speeding on the second time, coming down to assess the penalty. That would be a 1-lap penalty. And then around lap 27...
Yes, he wasn't having a very good...
No. Unfortunately, sometimes those things happen. And I think with Brad, with that situation, it was with the gas man. He was just barely over the line. Not too sure about what exactly it was, but I think that's what
I believe he might have been moving forward and the car went out of the box while the gas man still had it plugged in, so that might have been the violation. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, and thankfully it's technically a points paying race because the top 10 get points, but thankfully for him, didn't really lose anything.
He's a good plate racer anyway.
And the best thing to do to come back from that is to win the 500.
Yeah.
Brad's one of those who has not won the 500 yet, along with Kyle Busch. And what happened to Kyle Busch?
Jimmy struck again.
They say Jimmy only strikes twice. Or doesn't strike twice, I should say, but this time he did.
Yeah, it's just kind of... I believe Jimmy was trying to side draft him a little bit and maybe duck him behind him, but he just kind of misjudged it.
Kyle Busch, we're very sorry.
So, I don't know if he's kind of hungry and wants some M&Ms.
Yeah. Ally wanted some M&Ms.
Yeah.
Would have been funny if it would have been Corey LaJoie right behind Kyle Busch.
Yeah, that'd been really funny. Maybe in
the 500 we'll get to see that. And then after that, we would have a restart because the caution with Kyle Busch spinning. Tyler Reddick would be the free pass. And then we would see a lot of weird racing, a lot of wiggling, a lot of contact. We saw Ryan Newman and another car would get into it just a little bit, just a tad bit.
Yeah, I believe Ryan Newman and Daniel Hemrick kind of ran out of spaces, but luckily they continued on. They didn't mess the cars up that bad.
And then lap 37, Kevin Harvick, who still has the lead, would have Stenhouse behind him, and I thought Stenhouse would be just a little more aggressive because we saw him at the spring race in Daytona, or the summer race, I should say, last year in Daytona. He was really aggressive, but I thought maybe he would try something, but really, nothing really happened.
Yeah, that race, he was really aggressive.
Yeah.
But
well, I wasn't gonna go that far, but
yeah, but yeah, he looked like he might make a move, and everybody expected him to make a move, but
yeah, he probably thought we got some playoff points or stage points, whatever they're called in this race, because the top 10 do get points for it, but maybe he just thought great starting position, nothing really to be that aggressive over.
Yeah. Maybe he just made his move a little too late.
Yeah, he tried something. It just didn't really work because Paul Menard tried to do something as well. And then Harvick would just cruise to a victory.
Y'all settled out among yourself. I'm just going to go get the victory.
And that's probably got to be the greatest thing you can see in your mirrors. Two guys side by side battling out for second. And you're just like, bring me the checkered,
Yep.
And then, the battle up front wasn't too crazy, but the battle for the position to get into the 500 with Parker Kligerman and Ryan Truex, Tyler Reddick, who was already in, but if Reddick was in front of Kligerman, Truex would have been in. And we saw Kyle Busch, he was a lap down, I believe, and he was just trying to help his Toyota teammate Parker Kligerman get into the 500, and that he did.
Mm-hmm.
But after the duel,
yeah, I believe Bubba was making some good moves.
Bubba also. I think Bubba will be pretty good in the 500.
I believe so. Look for him. Last year he finished, second?
Yeah, with that drag race with Denny Hamlin that got him kicked out of the basketball court. So, but yeah. So after that, Ryan Truex, he's still got a chance as long as Casey Mears is the top open car in duel number 2. So the starting order for duel number 2 would be Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Clint Bowyer, Austin Dillon, Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, Ryan Blaney, Eric Almirola, Kurt Busch, and that is the top 10 for duel number 2. So at the start, we would see basically the same thing, single file line form very quickly, but in the back we would see an intense battle between Brendan Gaughan and Joey Gase for that spot, and
it's kind of racing each other pretty hard at the beginning. It's like, dude, you got 60 laps.
60 laps to get in front of the guy, and I thought maybe that would end up in a crash, but they did pretty good with. I don't know if they just battled each other like that the entire race, but
just stay single file, just hang out to the race, and then race the final 10.
That's pretty much everyone else's philosophy. So
Yeah.
I guess if we had a bunch of the back marker lower funded teams out there, we would see it an intense race because they all race pretty intensely. When you have like the front runners, all they do is follow each other around the track. Not much really happening until like the last 5 laps.
Mm-hmm.
But then we would see the strategy against Chevrolets. They would pit first. We saw last time that they would pit last, and that didn't work for them, so they pitted first this time. And somehow that still doesn't work for them.
Still didn't work for them.
So I don't know what it is, if it's just the way the Fords come down pit road or what, but the Fords really have it, with their strategy and pit road execution. Toyotas, you can't really say much about them because there was only like 2. So we'll have to wait until the 500 to figure out their strategies and stuff like that. And speaking of the Toyotas, Eric Jones would be speeding on pit road, and out of the 2 Toyotas out there,
They just put them way up.
Yeah. Then lap 13, Fords and Hamlin would pit next lap. The lone Toyota of Denny Hamlin. Brendan Gaughan would stay out and lead a few laps with Corey LaJoie in his rearview mirror, probably scaring him. I don't want to pit because of him.
Why does that car keep looking at me?
That's why he stayed out so long. Then once Gaughan would pit, Clint Boyer would lead the pack, and then it would be Gone, LaJoy, Mears. They're battling for that position. Kyle Larson would lose the draft and be a lonely man.
Yeah, he just stopped for a Sunday drive.
On a Thursday.
Yeah. Where's everybody at?
And then Alex Bowman would join the party, and then they just kind of cruised, figured out their cars maybe a little bit. So
yeah, I believe Alex just want to take care of his car and just. I'm already locked in, so I ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah. 13 to go. We'd see Chase Elliott. He would try, to get around one car at a time.
He's actually making it work,
Yeah, he made it work until he caught up to Kurt, and then Kurt would be like, "No, you ain't taking my spot," and then that got a little dicey there sometimes. But I think Chase really helped bring a lot of excitement into this race. I think he made it, a little interesting to see what he would do.
I believe he was just testing his car out, see what it could do, and I don't want to just ride back here. I was just making something happen. So, I just you want somebody just to pull out and try to do something. He's actually making it work one at a time, but then he lose a couple spots and he work his back. So, at least he's trying.
Yeah, I think it's we probably won't see that much in the Daytona 500 with the train, but maybe we will. But
the smaller pack, you may be able to get away with just passing one at a time, but you get that long train and you just miss it one time, you're going 20 spots back.
If we do get the long train in the 500, if you try that, you're going to be just waving at everyone as they go by. So
yeah, the side draft is real friendly to Chase, but not so friendly to Jimmy.
Yeah, the side draft is strong with this one. So yeah, Chase would try to get up there. He would eventually catch up to Ryan Blaney, and then Ryan Blaney's teammate would just say, "Hey, I'm going to go get the lead now," and Blaney tries to go with him, and it works. And he manages to pass Clint Boyer. I think maybe the top three wasn't really connected that well, so Joe Logano saw that and executed, and that won him the race.
Yeah, he just made the right move at the right time, and he backed up a little bit to Blaney and got the good run, and it worked.
Yeah, and so the Brendan Gaughan would win the race of the open cars, and Ryan Truex unfortunately will have to go home.
It's very unfortunate. You bring your car to Daytona and hope to race your way in, and instead you're going home.
Yeah, and it's got to sting because you're not just there for one weekend, you're there for the weekend before, and then now the next Thursday you have to go home. So that's got to feel horrible.
Yeah.
But there's always the next 500 that you can go to and hopefully learn from this one and get into the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all we have for our review. Is there anyone that you think will be really strong in the 500 this coming weekend?
I would definitely keep an eye on Bubba and Chase. They're making some good moves out there, and Joey, he's a surprise. The Ford's going to be pretty tough. Pretty much any Ford you pick out there is going to be pretty exciting to see. And who knows?
I think it's going to be a great battle between the Stewart-Haas cars and the Penske cars. But also, we don't know what the Toyotas are going to do yet, so that's still kind of a mystery because we haven't really seen them all together yet. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, because Kyle Busch is making a few moves, but after that spin, he just kind of didn't do much out of that.
Yeah, so before we go, we just want to give a shout out for Finding Dale Jr. for the PETM podcast. And if you didn't find Dale Jr., here's where he is. So for next week, if you can find Dale Jr. in the podcast, send us a screenshot and we may give you a shout out in the next episode.
Yeah, just keep on looking for him.
Yep. For Thumbnail Dale. So we'll see you in the next episode. Tomorrow morning we're going to be making our picks for the 3 races of the weekend. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time.